So, I read the comments on the last video. You find this as depressing as I do. Welcome back, everybody. Hello then, folks. Good to see you. Welcome back to Derby County Strikerless. And let's delve into this because we've changed the formation. I know, long overdue. Boom, some might say. We're deciding to, yes, play someone in an attacking midfield role. And that's not the only thing we've changed, viewers. You find me then at the end of December, where we've played through the entire first part of the season, as promised, really. And Almada is now occupying the central role between, well, two players that change all the time. Luis Alberto has dropped to a box-to-box midfield role. Now, you may think to yourselves, viewers, he doesn't like that. You're right. But the role really does suit what happens there. He could play the more advanced situation, right? And Almada and him could swap places. But I just find Almada better in the final third. So that's why we do it. Felix now and Mazzala attack as well. Sometimes going on the outside of Willock, providing me with a little bit more width. Of course, it doesn't necessarily come always from my fullbacks. So that's why. We've changed up the roles quite substantially. McTominay's changed as well then. Ballwin midfielder on him. Of course, we're still going for sort of almost like a three-pronged, but it now sort of becomes four, and then the late run from Luis Alberto makes it five, and then of course you've got the wing-back, or the wing-backs, the inverted wing-backs, filling these spaces that are left occupied by Felix. It's been a challenging season, viewers. Let's talk through our results then since we've last met. And on the surface, I know what you're thinking. Wow, this is really impressive. It sort of looks more... When I look at that, I go, yeah, actually, that is quite impressive. And then I realised I lost to Sheffield United earlier this season, got destroyed by Newcastle. Last episode, I put this in my Discord channel. We were defeated 5-0 by Newcastle. So obviously, we followed that up with a 5-3 victory over Manchester City, in which... Szczesny, now January's coming up, Wojciech, and reminding myself of this could only be a mistake. Two of the goals City scored. I've got to show you. I can't move on without showing you. It's funny really because we scored in the first and third minute, which is unusual, but City nearly found a way back in. And this was partially the reason as to why. First shot goes in, that from Szczesny. I don't even know. That's not the worst one. I know. That's not the worst one. This own goal on 83 is the worst one. This is the Premier League, remember? This is two big errors in one game. I don't know what to say about it. So there we are. That would imagine we've done 2 episodes and I beat City and I'd have gone through that. Yeah, I was a bit annoyed as well. But there we are then. 5-3 winners over City, despite Szczesny doing everything possible to ruin it. And you can tell that really stuck in my memory because there's been loads of games since then. The big question, viewers, is how have we lost more? The real story, though, is where you look at the league table, right? So all the results are you'll see them in a moment. We've got 19 games played. We are 9th place, which is above the predicted 10th that I was certain we'd end up in. But Tottenham are a disgrace. So much so that of the teams we've beaten, Tottenham are one of those. If you take a look at that list, I know it's slightly smaller on your screens. Get right close. There's a theme, isn't there? There's a real theme there. Tottenham just below us. City, the only team above us that we've beaten. We play Leicester today in a hope to maybe subvert this expectation of losing every game we play to teams above us. Some of the draws really spirited. United and Liverpool, the best of those, I would say. Everton as well, a 0-0. Some really good results. And then obviously the losses to Chelsea, Newcastle, Arsenal and Sheffield United. So far this season, only 4 defeats. And that puts us, I think, the 4 defeats number kind of puts us among the elite sides in the division. We just have to win a few more games, right? We have 33 points. Getting into Europe now feels like the goal. I know I wanted to win the league, but personnel-wise, without getting into Europe last year, it just wasn't happening. I always thought cup competitions would be my shortcut route into it. No. So, let's see. How will we fare against 3rd place Leicester? Let's hopefully see the system flourish a little bit. Cabore, Diego Carlos, Alderete, Pedraza, McTominay, Luis Alberto, Felix, Almada, Josek, and or Lozek. People aren't sure. Willock to play on that right side. We don't have Ulysses today. He's got a little bit of a fitness issue, so he's not going to play. But the dribbling ability and speed of Joe Willock means he'll be fine on that right-hand side. We had some big bids offered for Joe Willock as well in the summer that we turned down. And I also got a job offer from Aston Villa. So it's really been... I turned that down, obviously. It's really been exciting. But I have sort of settled on this side. I think McTominay playing that deeper role seems to be better than Darun. He is that little bit more mobile, which we kind of knew already. I sort of thought the mental attributes of Darun would be the best bit of him, and then they would come to the fore and would see how good he was. That hasn't sadly been the case, and again, McTominay is now slotted in there and done all right in recent times. We are on a massive unbeaten streak with lots of draws, which are some of which shouldn't be draws. As much as I want to say we're on a really good run, some of them shouldn't be draws. Here we are then, Leicester City. James Maddison still plays for them, Harvey Barnes and Didi Tielemans, Fofana, James Justin, Luke Thomas. So loads of players that you're familiar with in this Leicester lineup. But of course, they currently sit third. The big story, I know I lost, but I got battered, I didn't lose, I got destroyed last episode by Newcastle. They are top of the league. Now, had that happened in January, I'd have felt far less bad about it, but when it happened, that was pretty soul-crushing, as we can see here then, Leicester with a little bit of possession. And that's the theme of the tactic, something we don't talk about that often really, is that we do surrender possession. I mean, the timing of me is something else. We do surrender possession against almost all of our opponents. It's not really about that, as we've talked about many times before. The system has changed ever so slightly, though. We do play what is essentially a diamond in the middle now with extra runners from midfield. Here's box-to-box midfielder, Luis Alberto. He can't be enjoying it, but we are playing far better with him in that role for whatever reason. You can see there, in the way that the inverted wing-backs, if you sort of pause it there, it almost becomes a 2-3, and then you've kind of got these players just sort of lingering all over the place a little bit further forward. You sort of have this 4-player attack work in different ways. But yeah, we'll see how it operates. Again, it massively depends on what our inverted wing backs are doing again, as ever. As Luis Alberto gets forward, Almada goes for goal. He's at the bar. Luis Alberto. Why can't they kick it in their own net? Almada nearly again on it. You can see there that we're causing problems this time around. It's Pedraza. It does create like this second level of centre backs, which I'm really enjoying actually. Like, because of the way in which our midfielders now are more prone to move forward when they should, rather than just always attacking all the time. Yeah, it does seem to be working a little better. Although we are still left wanting with a forward player. The interesting thing is, though, if I played a striker on like a poacher duty or an advanced forward duty, and he wasn't good aerially, the difference is pretty marginal. Like, the way in which attacks build with this system are kind of the same. As Hugo Felix now as a Mazzala out on this right-hand side, a little bit of width for us, cutting in. There's Almada, there's the finish. Thiago makes it 1-0 to Derby. And are we going to beat a team above us in the league table? Well, maybe. Lovely streamer showdown boards. If only we had more merch with showdown-based... Did I just spill it on myself? Am I a child? I think I'm okay. Doug does it. It's fine when he does it. Almada then slams it in near post. And at half an hour gone then, we lead. That was a lovely goal as well. The run from Felix, you can see why I like him as a Mazzala. And you can see why I like Thiago Almada as the finisher offer in the centre, which is not an official title. They should really add that in next year for Felix there. Oh my goodness, really close effort from him. I think it must have hit the post because it's not been given as a corner. So the keeper can't have saved it. A very even game so far, but the big chances have gone our way. All right, at half-time then. So far, so good. And that is what I like to see as well. That was really quite impressive. And the best thing for me is we are completely restricting Leicester to very little in terms of high-quality chances, which means that we're good without the ball as well as we are with it, of course, because we've got our goal. And I've said this 100 times before, we're far better with a lead. Like I think most teams tend to be, right? We don't get too nervous with it. We tend to then allow ourselves to play the way I want us to play. I realise what I'm doing there during a video recording is I'm guaranteeing Leicester win 2-1. Yeah, I really should have thought more about what I've just... They're coming forward. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't happen. Szczesny makes a save. He's really come into his own since the Manchester City debacle. And I will say, and I have a little issue with Football Manager, I know, not like me this year, is that I thought I'd check. I thought I'll see if there's any goals, like mistakes leading to goals there. Didn't register either of those as mistakes leading to goals. I'll let you be the judge. And don't you say the back pass was the problem. No. He's a professional. Move your legs. That's what I'd have said. Leicester forward again here, though, and we deal with that quite well. Clear it away. This has always been the problem with the strikerless system, is that rushed clearances very often fall back to that's nearly got in. Oh, it has got in. It's not going to count. It's been given for something. There's been an offside. Yeah, rushed clearances often lead to another wave of attacks. So I'd rather us kick it out. That's the situation I find ourselves in more often than not. We're 20 minutes to go here. I'm just sort of enjoying the win. Willock is tired, and this he is as well, but I think based on the fact that when he comes on, he's got a little bit more fitness and he's a high-quality player, it's probably worth it. We'll just see if we can hold on now for the final 15 minutes. A second goal would be massive for the boys, as we just about keep it. Scott McTominay doing his best to give it away. Luis Alberto, his creativity. That's why you keep him in there, even as a box to box, right? You want him in there. Just his creativity is off the charts. You want him in there, really. Diego Carlos chipped forward. I find that when you make him a playmaker, though, the whole team plays a lot slower, and that's not always what you want with a sort of counter-attacking side, as Almada finds Lozek as he's on this side, plays it back into Luis Alberto, find that creativity, a pass to Scott McTominay. Never has that been called creative before, as that is a bizarre animation for a save. You don't see it very often, which means I probably quite like it, as so far, so good. We've got the ball again. I've just praised them. So no matter what happens at the end of this highlight, I will have praised them, which, as if you've played FM, massive risk, huge risk as runners for Leicester. Well, it's cut out. That's what you want to see. Kabore now racing forward. There's Elisi. Now, can he get beyond his man on that side? They're covering quite well. We're piling players into the centre towards the back post, though, as Justin's going to get this on his favoured right foot, I suspect, and then bring this away. And that's not very good. Pedraza down to Luis Alberto. We're looking for runs through the centre. We're not quite finding them. A little bit of width is being provided, though. And it's about how we can keep it in this moment and just wait for that one moment. Luis Alberto, Almada, runners everywhere. That's one of them. I don't know if he was offside. Elisi, I mean, if he's not offside, he's not offside. Oh, for the love of God. I don't know how has he not scored. Okay, well, look, this will take us level on points if we just see this out now. And we're going to make another change on the left-hand side. Kuna's going to come on. It's to waste time, viewers. It's not because I think he's going to have a major impact in the game as we get towards 89 minutes. And once again, we're going to make another change. Keyshawn Brown is going to come on for Almada. Not as a striker, but just as another forward attempt for us. Just going to lower the tempo ever so slightly, just to try and see this one out. Praise them one more time with a minute to go, and it's a 1-0 win. And after the devastation that we saw against Newcastle, that feels, and the XG graph confirms it, that feels deserved. And I feel far, far happier than when I did. And the comment section of the last video was depressing, wasn't it? But it's good now, because look at us beating Leicester, beating a side that are finishing currently above us in the table, and the way in which that leaves the league table now is quite interesting. Again, we are on for a chance. I say this, viewers, and regular viewers will be panicking at this stage. We're 4 points off the Champions League, aren't we? Like, it's not, we're 9 points, no, 11 count, 11 points off the top. January's coming. It's like the Coca-Cola trucks arriving. 25 million to spend. There must be players on the transfer list. Let's take a little gander at this. Who wants to come and join the Derby County? Oh, it's not a particularly exciting list, is it? What about the players that don't really want to come but will for the money? Anyone else on there? Nothing overly exciting. A few regens probably. There's a fella called Pedro. I don't know why I'm looking at strikers. Here we go again. Dewsbury Hall. I quite like him, but would he be the right addition? Well, what about players that aren't interested that are transfer listed? I bet they're good, aren't they? Matty Cash, Ousmane Dembele, Joshua Kimmich for 36 mil. Imagine you get Kimmich through the door. Anyway, something to think about. I think the chances of him joining us, unlikely. We could try and get him an end of contract, maybe. That's something he's not even going to consider. Not even going to joke with me about. Okay, take care, everybody. That's going to bring us to the end. I know it's a shorter episode, but the update is complete. We are progressing. The next time you'll meet me, and I'm just being level with you, and as we get to an FA Cup final, maybe, will be, look at that run-in, by the way. What is this going on here? Well, that's not fair, is it? That is unfortunate. Liverpool, United, Newcastle, Arsenal, Leeds, City. We're going for Europe. To conclude the series, we are going for Europe. This was the penultimate episode. I'll see you towards the end of the season for the next one then. And we love with care for the next time. I'll see you again soon. Strikerless, out.